How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here with another episode of Person of Interest. It's episode number 4 of Season 3. Ladies' Night, basically, that last episode, it was absolutely amazing. Just with Shaw, Carter, and Zoe there, and the chemistry that just flowed between all three of them was just absolutely amazing. But what was also amazing, to continue the vibe of, I guess who run the world, girls. Hey, especially if, God is indeed a woman. We had Root, who had a bit of a badass, face-off with Hirsch, of course, as she made her way out of the hospital, where I guess she spent these, past few episodes, but it was just incredible. So, I'm looking forward, though, to getting into this episode, so why don't we get into Person of Interest, episode 4, season 3. Let's go.
Have you changed his food?
Just the same high-performance kibble.
What's going on?
Table scrap.
I never feed him from the table.
Lethargy, vomiting, and lack of appetite could indicate...
We are not doing this, okay? We are not doing this shit. I will be having words with the writers if anything bad happens to Bear.
You shouldn't have done that.
It was all an act, Bear's okay. I'm guessing her number came up, but we needed an excuse to get Bear in. Okay, so Bear's okay.
Only a couple of prosecutor married to a defense attorney.
Cats and dogs, Mr. Reese.
I know. What an odd world.
Criminals walk on technicalities, but it appears now he's the one in trouble. He's been missing at sea for 2 days. Coast Guard's still looking for him.
Jeez.
Maybe an unhappy client came back to haunt him.
Someone's bound to get back at her, I'm guessing.
Got eyes up. And Vanessa's got another problem.
Unless this is... Oh?
Miss Watkins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless this is an official...
For the murder of your husband.
Whoa!
Guess Jeremy's not missing anymore.
Please help me. I've lost my husband. I'm out on our boat on Long Island Sound.
And where's your husband?
Ooh.
He was here when I fell asleep, but I heard a noise, and when I got to the deck, I saw him.
Yeah,
body.
that's,
Hey, please help me.
Uh-oh. That's...
I almost spoiled
Not,
the whole damsel in distress act.
completely damaging.
Pressing me for a confession, Detective Cameron. You don't have a body, do you?
She knows her shit.
You can show my attorney in now.
That...
She knows that without a body, he needs a confession to bolster his case
Yeah.
to the jury.
Cameron's trying to keep her in custody until she talks.
She knows her
A
shit.
single night in lockup could be life-threatening.
We need to get her out of there.
It will be damaging, really, for her career.
Mr. knocked the attorney out cold, took her clothes, and walked right out of here.
What
I wonder
the
if you
hell?
arrested Sarah Ellis. I'd be willing to wager they're similar in age, height, and build.
ATM.
Nice work.
Thanks. No, not listening.
Still don't trust me. I still
Detective Turney seems a little intense.
seems like a little bit of a dick as well.
Some people on the phone. Did you lose something? A wallet, maybe?
No, but I did misplace my cell phone.
There we
Well, if
go.
you give me the number, I know somebody who can track it.
Good on Shaw.
Recently released after serving part of a 20-year sentence for murder and drug trafficking. Vanessa put him away.
Oh, damn.
So, why is she visiting
Risky.
him now?
Unless she helped. Ooh. What the hell?
Vanessa a brick of coke.
Yeah.
It's a former prosecutor planning to do with a kilogram of cocaine.
Unless she somehow...
Something illegal?
Was that all part of the plan in terms of saying that Jeremy, fell into the ocean or something? Something does seem a bit fishy. And it's not gonna be Jeremy.
I did not kill my husband.
Shit.
No, wait!
Good timing, that.
And the prosecutor who let Cameron get hung out to dry?
Vanessa Watkins.
Yeah!
Catching Vanessa and making her pay? It's personal.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He got absolutely humbled and...
Sorry. Next time I'll wait.
Fucking eyes on you, buddy. That's the second time you've done that shit, by the way.
My money's still on Vanessa killing her husband.
Wow.
You want to put it to a bet? How about $100?
We really don't wager on whether our members are victims or perpetrators.
You guys have been doing this for how long? And not once did you think to bet on the outcome?
I love her so much.
Baby.
Maybe means no. I'll go as a friend.
It's always that, isn't it? We'll think about it.
Are you sure you'll fit in?
Of course. I have a secret weapon.
Oh, God.
Stuff.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Wait, is this Jeremy? Oh.
No coffee,
oh.
Unique challenges.
Oh, no.
About forbidden love.
Speaking of forbidden love, did you frame Vanessa for Jeremy's murder because you were sleeping with him?
Ah, there it is.
Shoot your sorry ass. Unfortunately, it's not. So I have to protect you because your best friend might be on her way here to kill you. Now,
It's not what you think.
what's this book about?
I took another look at the marina where the Watkins kept their yacht.
I'll have a talk with him.
Nice boat. Even for people with a place in Tuscany.
We mentioned that. Oh.
For you for seeing someone new.
Yeah. Thanks.
I don't trust this asshole.
Of course, he'd rather elope.
So, had a brick of cocaine identical to the one Reginald gave Vanessa.
Yeah. Oh,
Planted drugs on
shit.
the witness against her to discredit him.
Exactly.
I mean,
what
she's
would've
getting
done.
all... Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
case, I still can't speak to whether she's a victim or a perpetrator.
Maybe both.
Vanessa can. And steal his car to get away. You're good, Vanessa. We need to talk.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
I remember you. You worked homicide.
Oh.
NYPD's full of dirty cops,
Don't have to tell me that.
but I don't think you're one of them.
You'd think right.
So this
We
trial
love
you want to
Carter.
have. I'm game.
Means no one's gonna headhunt you anymore.
In your hands.
And on my cosmetics.
You read the police report.
I swiped a copy from Cameron's desk on my way out of the station.
Yeah. Wow.
Wouldn't you?
Probably.
My husband wasn't murdered. Murder trial, I was a wreck. Rehearsing every night in the mirror, picturing the jury in their underwear, all the old tricks. I was winning. Until the defendant hired new counsel, Jeremy. He
Yeah.
trounced me.
Not really a good conversation to have
He
at
was
dinner,
crying
right?
Afterward, when I came back up, Jeremy was gone.
Alright.
The last thing I said to my husband was, I was sorry that we ever got married.
Oh, fuck.
If Miss Watkins is a co-signer on the Innocence Now account.
Not yet. They do things a little slower here in Greenwich.
Oh, that's not good.
You know that sloth in
The little wheel is
Zootopia?
spinning. Just restart.
I gotta go.
Referred into an external account this morning
Oh.
by the co-signer.
You got a copy of this cosigner's ID?
Shit. Well,
Your
we got
husband
there
was
in the
having an
end.
affair.
Took 20 years.
Even without the money.
Through with his indiscretions, we were on the yacht
Trying to patch things
To-
up.
rekindle our
Yeah.
relationship.
We can't do this.
So you thought one romantic dinner on a yacht would fix your problems?
Oh, hells.
Even though he was having an affair with your best friend?
Boo. Yeah. Uh-oh.
What? Even I might consider that justifiable homicide.
I don't understand.
An affair, but with
Nicole
your
would
best
never
friend?
do that. Jeremy would never do that.
Sorry, Vanessa.
We're sending a photo now.
Henry Shane is Jeremy Watkins.
Yeah, I had a feeling! I had a feeling!
Oh, Jeremy.
Because Jeremy is still alive.
Yeah.
What the hell? Who gave us this intel?
Tip.
Mr. Swan.
Ah! Oh, man!
You left the SUV they were looking
We
for
love
in the
you.
building.
Of course I didn't. Mr. Reese took care of that. I was merely doing my civic duty.
Right. Maybe this will help. It's loaded.
Jeremy comes.
Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Before she knew he was still alive, and before she knew about the affair with Nicole, when she told me she loved him.
Look me in the eye. You gotta use something to distract you. Oh my god.
The West called to the Coast Guard. She helped Jeremy fake his death.
Shit!
Vanessa's been in on the plot from the beginning.
Yo!
She and Jeremy planned to empty out the accounts of their so-called charity and run away with the spoils.
Yeah, oh
Until
my
he double-crossed her
fuck!
and framed her for his own murder.
She's gonna kill him.
Vanessa's been the perpetrator all along.
She's been plotting her
That
husband's
means
murder
Shaw
since he
wins.
framed her.
Which means her crime is premeditated.
And I gave her a weapon.
You what?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
We find Jeremy, we find her.
He needs to get out.
My new partner's starting to trust me. And I saw her boyfriend.
Fuck you!
Maybe you know him.
Had a feeling you were a shady little twat.
Get out of New York. Ditch the boat. Make a new life.
Hard to save your marriage after you frame your wife for murder.
Yeah. It's not really salvageable at this point.
Concerned third party.
Body disappears so they could declare you dead, just like we planned. Until you framed me and robbed our charity.
It's just
What?
it just seems devious.
Run
They're
off with
both
Nicole?
yeah, they're both
No,
erred
you're
in their
right.
own ways.
That
I'm in the business of stopping bad things from happening. I'm not so sure what's about to happen is a bad thing.
Yo, John.
How's Ms. Watkins?
Don't know. But you might want to call the Coast Guard. And you owe Shaw $100.
Yeah. Oh, we don't know who died. We really don't know who got shot. Oh, damn. It's going to be one of those endings, right? Where, like, you don't imagine that this is going to be picked up next episode. They both are erred in their own ways, and as John said, just whatever works, whoever comes out standing, you're both screwed. He basically said that you're both screwed in the heads in your own ways, because that's it, though. Whew. I mean, getting thrown under the boat there, like he did to Vanessa. Yeah, it does seem a bit shady, right? But at the it was a very interesting episode because you were thrown into this whole guessing game scenario, weren't you? And even when you were so certain that, okay, yeah, well, Vanessa is innocent, you just throw one final curveball and it's just so tantalizing. And then you've got that ending on top of things. So yeah. Yeah, it's such an interesting dilemma, this episode. Because both characters... Yeah. I mean, even Reese had the idea, like, you're both as bad as each other. just get it over with, whoever comes out on top. So I like to believe that the gun he left didn't have any bullets in. So yeah, that way that someone could get their hopes up, and yeah. So I don't know. But I do like it when Person of Interest does veer to, like, especially when it comes towards the ending, it does veer towards a very ambiguous ending. I mean, episode 4 of season 1 is a very prominent example of what exactly happened. Although I feel like we kind of have a bit of an idea. Although, of course, at the time, you're just left wondering, what happened to that guy he confronted. And this is another one of those endings, because as well as the fact that we didn't get to see who shot who and whatnot, I'm sure there was 2 shots being fired. So that would contradict what I was hoping in terms of, well, maybe Reese didn't leave any ammo in. So, yeah. But I'm sure I did hear 2 shots when Reese walked away, when we closed out this episode. So, who knows? Maybe they killed each other. Maybe one of them is dead. Yeah. It's just a matter on who is dead. So, but I mean, they're both despicable in their own ways, of course, because we have this whole thing just essentially being a complete scam. Being able to empty out the charity and escape that debt. Except Jeremy didn't have that idea in mind, and he, as I said, threw Vanessa under the boat. Now, I know the term is under the bus usually, but I don't think it's very apt in this case, is it? So, yeah, but yeah, it's very interesting as well, because both of them are a piece of shit in their own ways. And Reese didn't really have anyone to side with. They're both bastards as far as he's concerned. So he's just going to allow them to just settle their shit, and there we go. He's on his merry way. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just all about letting, like, he's not going to get involved. He doesn't have a person to, funnily enough, bet on in this, which is funny because we have this whole debacle on, okay, is she the perpetrator in all of this, or is she not? And then we have Shaw, who's just iconic. She's like, why don't we, like, all this time you've been doing this, you haven't actually put a bet on. I love how much energy she does bring to the ensemble. Because, I mean, it was perfect anyways with Reese and Finch, but Shaw's inclusion just spices it up a notch. So, yeah. Even that scene where they just mimicked Zootopia, basically, in terms of the Innocence Now thing being I just really loved that whole exchange. Like, even Fusco was not having any of it, but of course when they were trying to see about the money in I think it was Connecticut, wasn't it? So yeah. It was just really funny just seeing Shaw lose the will to live, to the point where she was willing to cross certain lines. So, yeah. But that's it, though. There are going to be similarities to what her and Reese do, but she's a lot more unhinged, as we know, to the point where she's just bored out of her mind. I mean, yeah, sure, the guy was going slower than a Windows 95 PC operating in 2025, but it was just really amazing. So yeah, I just love her. I just love her so much. Like, even when she outright my mic just dropped there, so that's fun. No, but even when she found out about Jeremy's extra activities about him cheating and all of that, and how she wasn't subtle there. Just amazing. Just amazing. It was like even bringing the gun out and making them worry. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to hurt the person who's trying to kill you. So, yeah, she's just incredible. I just love her so much. As I said during the reaction itself, the decision to bring Shaw in to the fold was just amazing. So, and of course, the acting side of things contributes heavily as well. It's not just the writing. It does take two to tango with the writing and with the actor. It's just perfect. It is just perfect. So, yeah. So I just really loved that. And she won $100 because she was... I was wondering, like, she lost out. No, she didn't. She didn't at the end. They're both shady pieces of shit. But it was very interesting going throughout this episode because it was a whole, is she or, is she not the perpetrator? It was going through this whole mystique and it seemed very, very convincing that she was, she wasn't the one, but she was going to. She scratched out the picture and, she was definitely going to be the perpetrator. So, of course, with the fact that, as I said, Jeremy threw her under the boat, in regards to screwing her over. They had a plan. Jeremy was like, haha, you had a plan. I've got a plan myself. You're out of it. So, yeah, it was fucked. But, yeah, the bullshitting, it was just a situation where Reese was just like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit, so you two can just do whatever you want, and I'm out of here. So, but I mean that's it though. It was just very, very interesting going through this episode and discovering. I mean, there were certain bits and pieces that I did that I did have a feeling were going to come to fruition, especially with Jeremy being alive. Somehow, I was expecting, he's definitely going to be alive in some cases, and he was, as well as going by a different alias. So, yeah, but it was a very interesting scenario where you think, okay, so one of them's surely going to be like the victim, someone's going to be the perpetrator. Both are perpetrators at the end of the day. The machine saw both people, I guess, as lost causes, and that's what I guess Reese, everyone really saw at the end of the episode. Both characters are just lost causes. So, and I know this really didn't do anything to move the bigger plot. I mean, there was the HR bit, which we'll get to in a moment, but I know this didn't really do anything to move the bigger plots this season, but I did feel like it was a really, really fun episode to go through. So, obviously, it doesn't need to be interconnected with the main themes, etc., going on this season. Not all the time. But you can still have a bit of a bagger episode, and it was just really, really fun. So it was just really great to follow this story. Like I said, the whole mini court thing, I guess, with Reese, Finch, and Carter was just fun to explore. But I mean, at the time, she was screwed. Especially if the NYPD caught up to her. And especially that guy who felt humiliated by her. It was just difficult. So it was just really fun to see that little court thing. And of course, it's a good job they're not exactly judges themselves, although they are Reese definitely is a character who can be judge, jury, and executioner. So yeah, sure as well. But yeah, it was very interesting to follow along the story, like with both of them being screwed over and or both of them being in Jeremy being in debt, should I say. And just the little red herrings, I guess you could say, in terms of this giving Vanessa motive. Yeah, it was all very interesting, and then we of course got to that end bit, so where, yeah, so, but yeah, it was a very, very interesting story to follow along. We had the HR thing, had a feeling that son of a bitch. What I do like, though, is they didn't draw the shit out too long. He was only introduced in episode 2, wasn't he? And even then, he was giving little bits of red herrings. I guess, in terms of certain creepiness that he gave off to Carter. You know, you just turn around and he's just right there in your face. It's like, okay, that's not creepy. And even then, of course, you had that meeting with Alonzo and Carter, and yeah, there is definitely going to be, like, they're not, I think I made this point in episode 2, where I was saying that, well, they're not going to be dumb. HR are pretty smart. You have to give them that. So they're definitely going to be keeping their eyes focused on Carter to see if she tries any kind of bullshit in the future. Enter this rookie, who is completely innocent, seemingly. It's like, it does feel a bit coincidental, doesn't it? That, you know, you have Alonzo and, you have him and Carter have this talk about Beecher, and there is this acknowledgement that Carter was on HR's ass, and like, they are going to be very, very smart about things in terms of, well, she's not going to drop this despite the demotion. She's going to try anything and everything to make sure that she nails us down, and we can't let that happen. So we need to assign this rookie to keep eyes on her. So it just seems a little bit too convenient, doesn't it, for that episode in particular. So I am glad that they didn't stretch things out too long, because this show does well with certain twists, like with this episode about being Vanessa, you know, not being the victim in all of this. I mean, she was a victim of sorts, but as far as, you know, how things went by overall, both Vanessa and Jeremy were as bad as each other. So, and we saw that towards the end of the episode. There's no harsh feelings in regards to one or the other. Like I said, yeah, Vanessa was screwed over. And plans kind of derailed. But, I mean, yeah, both of them was just as bad as each other. So, and it was, like I said, really, really great. So it was really, really great with, you know, the idea that her and Jeremy were planning to steal the money and just swan off. In the end, by the end, we just realized that, well, they're just both as bad as each other as well. So, yeah. But, yeah, like I said, it was a very, very interesting episode, like, especially focusing on Vanessa, and the kind of, I don't know, what's the ping-ponging, I guess, in terms of determining where she stands. It was just very interesting to see. And it was just very interesting to have that outcome. So, yeah, awesome stuff this episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!